It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your two best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's Reality Alert.
Applebee's, Applebee's, Applebee's.
Yeah. Applebee's. This episode is brought to you allegedly by Applebee's.
Did I not? I think I did in either the last episode or the one before that. I was like, I'm sick of these lame rewards. We need either Outback or Applebee's. And boy, did Jeff deliver.
You manifested this, dude.
I did.
You are the reason. You went back in time and you brought Applebee's to
That's right.
The thing, to the show.
That's right. It's just what I do.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
So you know what, Ben?
So kudos
to
me.
Kudos to you.
Kudos to me. I love it.
This was such a good merge episode.
So good. It was so crazy. It went every which way, especially in the final half hour. And everything before Tribal was insane.
I hardly in this episode went, God, these people are so stupid. God, I wasn't saying that a lot. I was just saying no. Wow, this is fun. Everybody is playing. You're not getting people that are hanging on to alliances too hard.
Yes.
Everyone's talking and strategizing. The strategy felt alive. The episode felt alive. The merge was fun. I still think that Lydia felt like a typical a safe merge boot, and that was kind of boring. But the episode overall was fun, even though the end result was kind of meh and predictable based on her edit.
Yes. Yeah, based on the edit, it was predictable. I do still feel bad for her that she doesn't get to be on the jury after this twist that I still do not like, by the way. Even the few little adjustments that they made since last season, I don't like it at all. I hate the time travel twist.
Yeah, I do think that this made it 100 times better, though, because everyone was aware, everyone predicted what
Drea
happened.
Predicted it exactly.
But even they were all talking about it. They were all like, Roxroy is going to be able to change exactly what will happen, and the people that are safe won't be safe, It's
almost like they went forward in the future and saw the episode, saw the twist, and then went back in time and knew it was coming.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff made it very clear what was going to happen. It's Roxroy will be able to completely change the game so you can get food or you can protect yourselves.
Yes. Yeah.
So
it was way more blatant.
Yeah, because he saw how mad they were. GM Rocks is here, says, I felt bad for Chanel. They kept changing the conversation every time she walked to them. Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you're a wacky and wild player like Chanel.
It did kind of feel like the kid on the playground going to want to play with the other kids, and then the other kids say no, and you do feel bad for her a little bit there.
But Chanel had a good episode in that every conversation she was able to be like, yeah, they're bullshitting me.
Yeah,
Chanel didn't fall for anyone.
She at least has the awareness. Yeah.
Yeah, but I do feel like they didn't have the time to change anything Survivor because they only had a couple. They had a very short. Usually they have a little more time in between filming, but they had because of the pandemic and what limited time they had in feature, they had very few days in between filming the season. So I think they were like, we can't change challenges. We can't change the twist.
Sure.
So I think they kind of did what best they had to do with their ridiculous idea. And I think this was kind of the best way to go about it. So I did like it a lot more.
Yeah. And everybody played it pretty safe too, knowing that the game was going to change in a big way. They were like, okay, what's the safest solution here? Let's get a big group together, figure out who was on the outs from every single tribe, and let's just put them at the bottom. And then that way we can say, we'll just go after those low-hanging fruit. Little did they know Tori was going to win an immunity challenge.
Yeah.
So that didn't really work out too well for them.
Yeah. But they should have really thought about everything.
Tori
People
definitely,
never think about everything.
She would have gone home if she didn't win that.
Oh, definitely.
It would have been the easy vote. Instead, we got a hard vote, and we got a lot of scrambling, and it was a fun episode.
Yeah, so I'm glad that she won that.
Yes.
And also, I think it's a good benefit for everybody because having a therapist on the island is something that every castaway needs.
Where do they pick up their prescriptions after they're diagnosed? That's what I need to know. Is is it in Tree Mail? Do they get their prescriptions
Well,
from Tree Mail?
After she won the immunity, she told Roxroy, "Okay, now I love you, thank you," was a direct quote, I believe. So he can build a shelter very quickly. So she's going to create one of the little Peanuts Lucy stands, you know,
Right.
for like the 5
Yes.
cents for therapy.
Yeah.
And then she's gonna have one of those little stands and she'll just write prescriptions right there.
Perfect. That's good. I
Yes.
like that. It'll be a little
Yeah.
coconut
Yeah.
husk for the donations.
And
Yeah.
then Roxroy will be like, I really want to play football, and they'll win football and reward, and she'll always pull the ball from out beneath him.
Yeah, this was a funny moment. DM Rock says Mike accidentally kicked Trey in the face.
Oh yeah, that was really tough, man. She was not
Ooh.
that boulder.
That was rough. That was rough.
Yeah, Dre was
Except for
getting knocked
Jonathan.
out.
I thought Jonathan was just gonna pick up the boulder and like carry it, you know, on his shoulders or something.
Yeah,
Watching Jonathan, I'm so impressed with him.
he's
Me
a Goliath.
too. Me
He's a
too.
I'm just so impressed with him.
I've like look, Ozzy, Joe, these like challenge legends that I've never been as impressed with those guys as I have been with Jonathan. He's incredible.
I do want to see how he does in the individual immunity challenges. You know, like
Yeah.
I wasn't like
well, he didn't do good in this one today.
Yeah, exactly. As far
Yeah.
as team challenges go, yes, but can he do like maybe he'll like it's like Ozzy because he's like sleek with like the balance stuff.
Sure.
You know, it's like Jonathan, yes, because he can do all the team challenges by himself. But like Ozzy was like, vote me out of Redemption Island because I can beat anyone in one-on-one challenges.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and Ozzy lived in an era of Survivor 2 where there wasn't like the puzzle element of every challenge.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's different today. Like for Jonathan does have the big brute strength that I don't think Ozzy had. So
Yes.
he is kind of a double physical threat in that he's a great swimmer and he's got the big brute strength too.
Yeah. But he doesn't have Ozzy's like Ozzy can like climb.
Ozzy was fast.
And
Yeah.
he's like fast, you know. I don't think Jonathan's as fast as
Ozzy was literally a fish in the water too. Like he
Yeah.
could swim like a merman.
And
you
there's
know?
no way that Jonathan could like hold his arms up or like hang from shit as long as Ozzy could, I bet.
Yeah.
Like when you're that big,
Certain body types do better. for
yeah, when
certain
you're that big,
challenges.
like
yeah.
those challenges aren't meant for you. That's like why women always win in those challenges because
Yeah.
when you have that amount of mass, like
Yeah.
you can't lift that much for that long. You know, it's just
And
not
Joe
gonna
even-
happen.
Joe Ingram was he was a pretty tall guy too, as I recall. But Joe just like had an insane drive to the point where like he would pass out for a challenge. So I think that was what pushed Joe extra further in
But
challenges.
you know what was awesome? Keith Nail could beat Joe in those challenges.
Yes. Well, if it was
You know-
Carnival Games, then yes.
Yeah, but also, do you know who beat Joe in that passing out challenge?
Keith, yeah.
Keith Nail.
But apparently Keith almost passed out too for that challenge.
Yeah, I know. But I thought it was awesome that Keith Nail was like really good at challenges. Like
Yeah.
really good at just like, all
anything
this
with
shit.
anything with ball tossing or ring tossing
or just holding shit up for a long time. It
Yeah.
was like Keith Nail was like
Balancing, yeah.
Keith Nail was kind of a challenge beast,
Yeah.
and I think he's actually an overall underrated Survivor player.
I do too.
Like he made it really long both times,
Yep.
and then like Jeremy would like shit on him and be like, "He's not strategic like I am. I'm so amazing." I was
Well,
like,
I
"How-"
will agree he's not as strategic as Jeremy.
Well, I know, but like the first time, even like when during the reunion for San Juan del Sur, like Jeremy was like shitting on Keith, and I was like, you got
Sure.
voted out so early. Like
Yeah.
if Keith had made it to the end and Natalie didn't, like Keith would have won. You know?
Everybody, Keith's jury management, it's amazing.
I know everybody loves
Keith.
Keith. I mean, I'm just saying. I know that Keith's not super strategic, but there is something to say for like what he does. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like,
Oh yeah, I'm just happy we got to talk about Keith this episode. I really
and the tuk tuk. Keith
In
on
the
the tuk
tuk-tuk?
tuk.
Oh, my
A
God.
legendary moment. Okay.
Oh, I
That
remember
is
hearing they
cool.
tried to get Keith to take Jeff out on the tuk tuk, like for the entrance of going into like the Letterman studio
Oh
or
my
something
God.
like that. But they couldn't get the licensing or whatever to be able to do
No.
it. I know.
Okay, but think about what brilliant jury management that was.
Oh,
Keith
it was amazing.
provided the service to
Yeah.
his tribe of driving the tuk-tuk. That's the best jury management I've ever
Amazing.
seen. The
Amazing.
service to provide for your tribe. I will drive
He's
you.
a chauffeur.
You don't drive me. I will chauffeur you.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, should we get into this?
Let's do it.
Let's get crack-a-lackin'.
This is a big Rock Story episode. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, it was great. He's growing on me so much. He
Yes.
really is. I really like him.
Except for one moment. I have to bring it up.
Oh,
I did
okay. Which
not-
one?
I did not like when he said that he was away from his wife nagging on him.
I laughed so hard.
I
I was
did
like,
laugh.
you're in trouble, buddy.
Yeah, that is my
You're
thought.
in the doghouse.
I was like, everything made me like Rockstar so much, and I still do like him, and I
Yeah.
like when characters have like are multidimensional and have things that I disagree
Yeah.
with instead of just like I really like them. But yeah, that was my thought. I was like, dude, your wife is gonna fucking kill you.
Oh, but it's hilarious.
No, it's so
funny.
funny. It's like such a.
He's
it's
like,
just
I'd
so
rather
in his
be stranded
character.
on a beach in the middle of the
Nowhere
fucking
than be with
Pacific
my
Ocean.
wife nagging me with a scoop of rice.
It's insane.
I know, but I was like, dude.
Oh,
why'd
he was
you-
in trouble that night.
I was
He
like, why'd you have to say that, man? Your wife misses you.
I hope
She's
he's
with the
worked.
kids.
I hope he's worked it out today. the
I
day
know.
after.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying. I didn't
Well.
like it. I would never say anything like that.
I'm sure.
But
he
I've only
slept
been with my girlfriend for 8 years. You know,
on-
I don't know what it's like.
I'm
One
sure
day
he's-
I'll say, "You're a naggy Nancy, Maria."
I'm sure he slept on the couch last night.
Yeah, she filled up the couch with sand and was like, "Yeah, you like this? You like this, Roy?" She gave him a scoop of rice for dinner.
Yeah, threw an hourglass from a
Yeah.
Yahtzee game at her or something.
Yeah, she's like, "Smash this." Yeah, you can't turn back time here, Roxroy. Yeah.
Oh, let's get into
Um,
this.
Yeah. So
Chanel came for his neck.
yeah, so we kind of missed the point. So, but I'm not sure this really works out. So Chanel voted for Mike in case,
Daniel's
Daniel-
shot in the dark worked.
but then Chanel would still have had 2 votes against her,
I know.
and Mike would only have 1.
Yeah, I was doing the math in my head there, and I was like, I don't think that works out the way you think it does.
At first, I was like, "Oh, this is smart," and then I was like, "Wait a minute, no, it's not. Doesn't make any sense. Now you just have another enemy."
Yep, now
Chanel,
Mike hates her. Yep.
yeah, Mike is like, "Why me though?" And Chanel was like, "Well, if you would stop talking over me and let me explain, Daniel would have used his shot in the dark, and
And I would have gone home.
so I voted for you for no reason."
They're 2 weasels in a chicken coop.
I'm glad every single week we write down on our drinking bingo games for Chanel takes a needless risk, and every week she delivers. She
She's the
just
best.
consistently
She's
delivers.
the fucking best.
She's just the pure essence of chaos
Yes.
embodied in one person on this show. I like it.
She's amazing.
Oh man. You know what's interesting though about like Chanel and Tori who are on the bottom of their tribes is like now everybody's talking about Jonathan, now everybody's talking about people with idols. And it's like, are they going to sneak by to the end the same way they have been so far pre-merge? It really feels like they're actually maybe could find themselves in a good spot here going forward.
I think Tori could go for like a little while,
Yeah.
maybe as a goat, but I think Chanel
She leaks too much information.
Chanel is a little better at keeping her mouth shut. Like
Yeah.
Tori just shows up at the merge feast and is like, "I'm airing dirty laundry. Isn't it good that I'm such a shit talker to everyone?" And it's like, no, now everyone's gonna know that you're a blabbermouth and you're not trustworthy. Like,
Yeah.
like
The social awareness there is not what I would expect from
yeah,
a therapist.
Chanel seems to have a little better social awareness. She's just a wild card,
Yeah.
whereas Tori is just all over the place.
Yeah. But maybe we could be wrong. Maybe we're both narcissists, Max. I don't know.
Yeah,
you know.
we are. We have a podcast.
It's true.
So kudos.
Kudos to us.
Yep. Oh, the truth does hurt, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's so funny. So Chanel is unpredictable, and then we get to the Ika tribe, and Rockstar goes, "I'm predictable."
And Tori is not.
Yeah.
I like that this whole conversation was being monitored too by Drea and Romeo. And I'm glad they got to see it too, because it's just Tori just keeps exposing herself for what she is. She's a mess. And I think if she had been gone sooner on this tribe, the tribe would have been a little bit stronger. I really do.
I thought that she was therapizing him at first because she kept saying like what happened to you on your journey? Like what was going on for you on your journey to the summit? And I was like,
you didn't take it literally. You took it figuratively.
Yeah, I was like, oh, like you're asking, you're like trying to like analyze him. Like, well, you never know what's going on with Tori. And then I was like, oh no, she's trying to figure out like what happened. Now he's saying that he didn't tell anyone. I wonder if he actually told Romeo and Drea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
it seems like that would be something he would tell Tori. Oh, I haven't told anyone, because he just doesn't want to deal with her.
Because Drea has told everyone what happened with her, so everybody knows what happens on the island.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe Drea didn't tell people the exact thing, but she said, "I have an extra vote."
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. 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 I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't know.
think he probably he might have, because that's a better thing.
It really does seem like
do.
Romeo and Drea and Roxroy are solid. They're a solid 3.
Well, once we get to the 8, Romeo was left out of the 8.
Right, but they
At this point.
they were vouching for him when they were merged on the same beach and everything. So
Yeah.
They probably just left him out because they didn't need his vote at the time.
Yeah. But yeah, they're like, Tori is annoying. She has no alliance. Goodbye.
Yeah. It's a miracle that she survived this episode. It really is.
Yeah.
It seems like nobody likes her, even the other tribes. They don't like her.
Yeah. Jeff talks to the camera.
Yeah, there we go.
This is what we get, a Blue's Clues moment. And Jeff is like, we had an awesome time. Everyone's gonna eat Applebee's, and they're gonna have a time moment where people go back in time, and it's designed to test if they will take food over perceived safety. So get ready.
That was the first thing Jeff mentioned about what's going to be different this season. The first thing he said was Applebee's. That's what.
And a little bit of chicken.
I don't know how much we can play before we get taken down.
Oh, you think Applebee's will be upset that we're doing commercials for them?
You never know. They'll be like, you don't fit our brand.
That same commercial was the one that played like when the Ukraine air sirens went off.
Oh, I remember that.
Remember that viral video?
Oh, they're probably like, well, nothing's worse than that. Okay.
And a little bit of chicken fried. Cold beer on a Friday night.
Oh man.
Oh man. When they hear the Applebee's reward is coming up, everybody became Marianne all of a sudden.
I know.
Oh my God! Yeah! It was nuts.
Come on!
I've never seen it. Mike was like, he was as giddy as a little schoolboy is what he was. He was excited.
Yeah. So Roxroy and Lindsay drew the gray rocks.
Yeah.
Hey, rocks got a rocks, you know?
Yeah. It had to be him. It could only be him.
That's how you know that this was a setup. It's planned.
But it ended up being the best time of his life. So
yeah,
it was all good.
Did you see when Jonathan made himself the ladder and then jumped over the boulder? Did you see that?
He's amazing.
Dude, it was so impressive that they played the theme song over it. They played the Haiti Odi Odi Ha song. That was nuts. That doesn't
It
happen.
never happened.
They don't even play the theme song at the beginning of the show anymore.
It's wild.
I know. They're like, Haiti Odi. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, exactly. This is what they play, that rendition. The Eco Tribe version.
they all sound like they have guns to their heads.
I know. They made us go on Survivor and build a shelter.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so that
Jonathan was
challenge.
amazing.
Yep, Jonathan dominated challenge once again, so that's why they won.
Yep.
As soon as Jonathan was, I was like, all right, so that side's obviously gonna win because there's a fucking boulder. He can just move it.
Yep.
He's bigger than the boulder.
If he was in
It's science.
if he was in Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark, he wouldn't have been running away from that thing. He would have just like stopped it.
I always had that thought during the movie. I was like, Indiana Jones is a huge pussy. You know? It's like a real badass would just stay there and stop the boulder. You know, like in Marvel movies with the real heroes. Why does Indiana Jones have powers? Like Jonathan from Survivor. He can move boulders.
Why can't Indiana Jones just be like Jonathan?
I know, from Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
I bet Jonathan's not afraid of snakes. He just spears them.
Yeah.
Jonathan should definitely star in the next Indiana Jones as himself.
I agree. He'd be better than Chris Pratt, definitely.
Definitely. I'm here to provide service as a raider of arcs.
He could probably be better as Mario too than Chris Pratt. I feel like
definitely. Definitely. Yeah, he is the worst Chris, and Jonathan is the best Jonathan. So after the challenge is over, they're like, so Jeff's like, so you can eat or you can have a power to change the game. Obviously, you take the power to change the game, but I guess
Max Applebee's.
Oh,
come on, play it.
And a little bit of chicken fried. Cold beer on a Friday night.
Okay, you got me. You take the bees. You gotta take the
Always
bees.
take the bees.
Fuck that hour.
Always take the bees.
Wouldn't you just tip the hour? I love how they smashed an hourglass.
Yeah, why not just tip it over?
It should be okay. You tip an hourglass over, you smash an alarm clock, Jeff. Don't you know how these things work?
The prop master worked very hard on that hourglass, and then you just break it.
The way it should work is that you tip an hourglass, so that could be one thing that they could have done, or Roxroy has to monitor an alarm clock all day and night. The alarm clock will go off at a random time, and then he has 5 seconds to smash it. So it's actually a challenge, you know?
Yeah, that's a good challenge. I like that.
Yeah.
Roxroy's like, this alarm clock is as nagging as my wife.
Beep, beep, beep.
Nice. Gotta love his blind sound effect.
That's our alarm clock sound effect. So
love it when that one comes out.
Yeah. So they say that Lindsay stays because she really needs to eat, which is a really nice way of calling Roxroy fat. That was mean.
That is mean.
Yeah, did you get that?
Roxroy, you look like you're doing just fine over there.
Yeah, Roxroy. Wow, you look like you need some time on Exile Island. That's what they were saying. That wasn't nice. Like, Roxroy, you shop in extended sizing. That's what they were saying. That wasn't nice.
Roxroy, why don't you run to the beach? Why don't you swim all the way to Exile?
Yeah. But I think Roxroy got lucky there. But Roxroy's nice. He's like, Jersey girl, you go enjoy your Applebee's, okay? Okay, Jersey girl.
He's a nice guy. He's pretty
know.
polite. Yeah,
I know. No, I really like the moment.
Yeah,
besides when he called his wife Nagy. Come on, but we don't need to punish him because his wife will. You called me Nagy on national TV. You better win that mill. Because I'm going to take all of it in the divorce, bitch.
Oh my god! Wow.
I forgot that he was a stay-at-home dad for a little bit, and then when it showed up on the Chiron, I was like, "Oh yeah, all his behavior, the way he like treats the tribe makes so
Yeah.
much sense." I was like, "Oh yeah, he's not just a dad; he's a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah,
It's
he's,
his life.
He's fathering the tribe. Yeah, we've had plenty of
He's a
mothers.
full-time dad."
We've had plenty of cast members who are mothers that mother the tribe. You know, in previous seasons,
Yeah.
he's a stay-at-home dad. He fathers
Stay-at-home
the tribe.
dad. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
He's assumed the rule.
I love how Roxor is just like, is Tori trying to weaken me? Is she trying to take my power by sending me to exile?
Not according to Tori. Later, she did it all for him because she loved him
It was
so
a
much.
gift to him. I love you. I was trying to therapize you, trying to give you a moment of self-reflection,
We'll
trying
save
to de-narcissify you.
we'll save our thoughts for that later. 'Cause
Yeah.
I got more for sure.
So we get to the we get to a little merge feast.
Applebee's.
Apple.
Get 5 bonus wings for $1 with any app.
I like that last part there. What's the deal?
Something really good.
Boneless wings for like $5. That
I
sounds
can't
awesome.
believe they have a quesadilla burger. That's fucking nuts.
That's
I've
crazy.
had that. That's like
They
I
had
got
what-
Applebee's more.
What else they had? They had a whiskey burger, a bacon
a burger,
bacon burger,
brownies, drinks.
Boy, they got everything at that Applebee's.
everything at Applebee's. Mm.
You know, just on a Friday night after work, there's no place I'd rather be than Applebee's.
You gotta go to Applebee's. Wow.
Applebee's.
Applebee's. Applebee's. Applebee's.
This is brought to you allegedly by Applebee's.
Did you do you go to Applebee's much?
Every day, every single night.
Every
morning,
single day.
breakfast,
Wow.
breakfast,
So
lunch, dinner.
you walk down to Barclays Center and you go to that Applebee's.
Yep,
and
I
you
go to the Applebee's. I love Applebee's.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Applebee's, for allegedly sponsoring this podcast.
Every time I walked past that Applebee's in Barclays, because it's next to Target, and I'd go to Target over there, and I never saw anybody in there ever.
Besides me.
Besides you,
Allegedly.
you were the one chanting Applebee's.
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 I was allegedly in there. So they have a good time, and Jonathan is like, I have to be there because I eat 88 eggs a day.
Yeah,
So
that's crazy. He said 18 eggs,
Yeah.
9 pieces of cheese, and grits. That's wild.
he's on like the Michael Phelps diet. And Michael Phelps is like,
guess
"Eat
so.
10 pizzas, like six packs before I hop in my car, like a bunch
Yeah.
of stuff."
and a full eighth of weed.
Oh, yeah.
He is on the Michael Phelps diet for sure.
Yeah. Minus the other stuff, probably.
Yeah.
Tori is like, I dream. Tori is like, my dream is that. Oh no, Tori is like, this is a dream. I'm the only Ika, and Roxroy is exiled, so I'm gonna tell them everything, literally everything.
Yeah.
I look so trustworthy.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna want to be in alliance with me.
Those Applebee's drinks, they pour heavy with those blue drinks, huh?
Yeah, that blue curacao, it runneth over.
Liquid courage. Liquid courage.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yep.
On Merge Beach, I love how Chanel is like, "Are we gonna have a merge feast?"
Oh.
Everyone was like, "No,
No.
honey, no, honey."
Well, they do
Oh.
kind of, because Jonathan goes out and gets them a feast from the ocean.
That's true. He does.
Yeah.
But
So thank goodness for Jonathan.
yeah, it's very sad though. Romeo issues an apology to America.
I'm starting to look like a skeleton. So sorry, America. I look like crap.
Thank
I
you,
forgive you.
Romeo. We
I
accept
forgive you.
your apology. It
Yeah.
was hard for us to accept it because you could look better, but we do. Skeletor. Mr. Bones.
Wow.
Yeah. Every time he pulls up, I expect him to come out on wheels because it's like he came out of a science room class closet.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the apology.
I expect him to come out saying, "This is Halloween. This is Halloween."
I keep being like, is it October?
Yeah. No, Romeo looks fine. He looks good.
Yeah, he looks great. And yeah, Andrea's like, yeah. So this twist is that he's gonna get this hourglass and smash it with a hammer.
Nailed it. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So Dre and Mike are like, yeah, we have idols. Marianne has an idol. We should work together. Chanel and Tori.
It's a good call. Yeah.
Yeah. Chanel and Tori, they suck.
It is interesting. It's kind of like we have like 3 people from each tribe that are pretty tight, and they all kind of want to get together. And just get out the other people and then worry about it later.
It's rather convenient.
It is, but it's not going to last.
No.
At all.
And at this point, Mike said, I'm not going home with an idol in my pocket. And I was like, oh, is Mike going to go home? But then he was fine. But now I am thinking he might go home with an idol in his pocket.
Yeah, maybe.
Because he was rather like, I'm not going home with an idol in my pocket. It could be red herring.
Yeah. You're an editor, Max. What would you do? Would you try and goof everybody? Would you try and goof them?
It's hard with Survivor because people are so smart, though. But always I'm trying to goof. But how do you goof?
Yeah.
Now, do you think Jonathan is going to catch everyone a red herring?
If they're on the island, then you bet.
Yeah. Roxbury on Exile was really hilarious.
Jiminy Crickets.
Jiminy Crickets.
Just like I tell my kids, if you need to do something, you fucking do it. If you need firewood, you get 10 times more firewood than you need, and then some. You stick wood in the ground, you build if you need to build a shelter, you build 2 shelters.
I would have loved to have seen it if Jeff rolled up on the beach and like there was already a full home built, and there's like a kitchen and a 2-bedroom and a bathroom. Rockstar is like, it's amazing what you can get done without everybody fucking nagging you all the time.
Yeah, no raggy wives, no naggy kids, no Tories. He needs an HGTV shows. And he was instructing us like how to build a shelter. It was so funny. He's like, the camera crew are my kids now. I'm changing their diapers. I'm feeding them meals. This guy, Eric, he is my son.
It was amazing, like how much he did.
He built a shelter on Exile. We've never seen.
And he had
before.
a fire going. He was like, when Jeff did finally come, it was almost like an intrusion. He was like, "Could you please like wait a little bit? I'm ready to have dinner." He was just like so in his element, being by himself, just creating that shelter and everything. It's almost like this. Not almost like this was the Survivor experience he came out for. The game is just in the way. It's in the way of what
he was exploring and shit. Yeah, I mean, he talks about how like he has vision problems that could lead to blindness, so he's trying to soak it all in. It was like an amazing moment. It was really cool.
Yeah,
he's a really great.
Yeah,
character.
that was a little sad to hear that about his know condition and everything. But man, what a sweet scene of him enjoying the sunset. He took it all in. It was sweet and genuine. I liked it.
Usually in Exile, it's just people sitting there like around a fire they can't make suffering.
Yeah.
Or then it takes them like 8 hours and then they make a fire and it's like, I made a little fire, and then they just like curl up in a ball and they're like
yeah.
And then he just made a fucking shelter.
He's great. I do like him more. Yeah.
So on Merge Beach, the reward winners come back, and can you believe we got an animal metaphor from Omer?
I will jump up like a big shark from the ocean and eat some of these people up when the time is right.
What a surprise.
Yeah. Yep.
The producers are definitely like, so you're the animal guy, so give us a fucking animal metaphor now.
Yeah. Yep. When the tribe has spoken, the shark's teeth will be in the other cast member.
And he does have some good strategy today. So good job on you, Omer.
Oh, Omer was amazing in this episode.
He killed it.
Yeah.
MVP.
He completely turned the tide on this. Yep.
So we get Lindsay and Drea together to talk about the amulet, and they say that currently, instead of targeting each other, they're going to work together. And this was very interesting to me. The biggest part of this was, one, remembering that Lindsay had the amulet, and that Hai did.
I've like mostly forgotten about the amulets
Yes.
for most of this season. They're so long ago.
And two, Lindsay got a confessional and spoke. That was mind-blowing.
Huge. Huge.
moment. Huge.
I bet it was the energy that she got from eating all that Applebee's made her be able to want to talk more. Yeah.
They're like, you want to talk on camera? Because that's how it works.
She's rejuvenated. Yeah, that's totally
They just
how it
haven't
works.
been filming her. That's not the edit.
Yeah. You have to request time to talk on camera.
It seems like everyone's talking to Marianne and she's like listening. All right.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, Marianne's going off with everybody.
yeah. Mike and Jonathan are bonding about being big guys, big
Yeah.
sensitive men.
Everyone thinks they're a bunch of blockheads.
They're really smart and sensitive.
Yeah, they are. They're
No,
sweet guys.
they're
They're
s-
sweeties.
They're stupid and they're mean. Ben.
Mike really is like Mike has a lot of like really like deep and intimate conversations with people.
I love Mike.
And it's like I don't even think it's gameplay. I think he is like, if you meet him in real life, he is that type of guy that would sit down and hear your story. Like he just seems like that guy.
No, he's
it
like
seems
one of
very
the
sincere.
sweetest people we've ever seen on Survivor.
So
he's like the
sweet.
sweetest man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I love him. He's
And
great.
I like Jonathan a lot too. But yeah, Mike
Yeah.
stands out. I'm like, this is such a sweet, soft guy.
Mm-hmm.
How did he fight fires? I feel like he would just build up the fire because he's like, I don't want to see the fire go. I don't want to see the fire go down. I want to build the flames up. It was interesting hearing Hai talk about the story of meeting maybe his boyfriend or husband. I don't know, meeting someone. I don't know the story, but hearing about Romeo not being as comfortable as Hai with his sexuality or coming out, and then saying
he
it was,
said because of where he was from in South Central and everything.
yeah, and then saying it was good being around Hai. That was very inspirational.
Yeah, that was really
and
sweet.
That was really nice. Saying it's like good being on Survivor. I really like that.
It's
That was
kind
really
of too bad that it feels like at the end of this episode, those two guys are on opposite sides from each
What happened
other.
to the fucking Skinny Boys Alliance part
Come on,
2? Come
Skinny Little Boys
on.
Alliance.
What is
please.
going on here? We want the Skinny Boys back. It's
Yeah.
not fair.
Yeah, I know. I don't like that our winner picks are on opposite sides.
I know.
at
We
the end
want
of this
them
episode.
together. We want the Skinny Boys part 2.
Final 2. Give it to us,
We
please.
want the Skinny Boys back.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Where are we? Oh, and then at the end, Omar sits down with them, and Hai is like, Chanel's not trustworthy, and Omar is like, well, on the hike, I really liked her, and that's when Hai is like, well, she lost your vote, and I realized that, oh my God, Omar hasn't been to Tribal Council yet, so he doesn't even know that Chanel has lost his vote
And
yet.
Chanel never went up to him and told him,
Yeah.
which is like, did she forget? Because she probably should, like, right away, the first chance she gets, go and be like, hey, I haven't gotten a chance to tell you this yet, but we lost our votes.
Yeah.
First thing you do, unless you want a target on your back from Omar.
Well, so yeah,
Yeah.
good for Hai to tell him too.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and it definitely seems like Omar and Hai are tighter now because of that.
So I'm not sure if we knew this, but day 13, Omar is talking to Mike, and Omar is the token virgin of the season. This is a reminder, everybody. Reality shows, they love virgins. It
Love
is a
'em.
thing. Virgins, reality shows, it's like,
They love it.
peanut butter and jelly. It's like
Mhm.
you and subscribing to us on Instagram at Reality Alert Podcast or YouTube, youtube.com/Reality Alert. It
Yeah.
has to happen.
Right.
Other stuff happens, and so Hai is like, I have to establish agency and get a path to the end. And I'm like, winner? Is he gonna win?
Boy,
Maybe?
I mean, he either that or he's going out guns blazing. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
'Cause
you never know. With
he's
the new
made it
era.
clear. When he gets on a bus, he's not sitting in the bus. He's driving it.
Yeah, I've
When-
never
when he
heard
gets in
that
a car-
metaphor before too. It's not like David Wright used it in his season.
He's a driver.
Oh my God,
He
reused the
can't get
metaphor.
it. He calls an Uber. He kicks the driver out of the front
Yeah,
seat. He says,
he
"I'm a
steals the
driver.
car.
I'm not a passenger."
So we get this alliance, and it's Drea and Roxroy, Jonathan, Omar, and Lindsay, and Hai, Lydia, and Mike.
I like
High-
that group, by
Yeah.
the way. I like it.
And High is like, watch out for Daniel. Drea is watch out for Tori. And then Jonathan is like, okay, we don't totally distrust Marianne, but we'll throw out Marianne as tribute. Like we'll sacrifice Marianne. Fine. We got because we.
And
have
you meant
High.
High said watch out for Chanel, not Daniel. You said Daniel.
No, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Just to clarify. Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing. They don't like either of them.
Yep. No, this is it's I really do think that it was a good safe move for all of them to do this. I do think if there were no giant twist, we may have seen two tribes try and get together to go after one other one,
Yeah, definitely.
like Taku and somebody else, or if Vati and Ika got together to try and take down Taku, then maybe.
For real.
Yep.
Yeah, but then Chanel is like, wait, where are we? Oh yeah, so
We're at
then-
like Roxroy, right?
well,
by
Chanel
himself?
is the only one that is really in danger at the time, and she's like trying to suss it out and not really buying it. Oh yeah, Omar brings up to the 8 that he doesn't have a vote, and Drea is like, well, if we're good, I have an extra vote if we need it, but that doesn't turn out really happening.
Yeah. Dre is sitting well going forward, I think.
Definitely. So we get to Exile Island, and Roxroy is having a really good time.
Yeah.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Time
I
for
felt-
some rice.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Time for some rice.
So excited. I felt like we were intruding just watching the segment. I was like, does he need some time? Like, should I not even watch? Like, I
I
feel
don't
like I'm
like
intruding.
that Jeff showed up and ruined his time, but Roxroy was
I
kind
know.
of excited to see Jeff.
Jeff!
Yeah.
Jeff!
Jeff!
Time for some rice.
Take a seat, Jeff. Would you like some rice?
But I am going to interrupt you if the race is done, because this is my time, not
Yes.
your time. It's my show. This is Roxroy's Island.
Do you think when Roxroy went back to camp, he was just laying down at night looking at the stars and thinking about his old beach on
Yeah.
Exile and just like, take me back. Take me back. Yep.
They have different cameramen here. I miss them. I miss my new son, Eric. Yeah. So when I take out the hourglass, Roxroy says he's been counting it out to see if it's a real hour. So as each sand falls, does he count out a new second? Has he been counting the seconds in an hour?
Probably. And Jeff's like, dude, the prop master, he didn't put like just enough for an hour or anything. He just threw a bunch of sand in there.
Because there's a hammer, you're gonna smash it. Doesn't really matter. Roxroy's like, this is bullshit.
He did his homework though. Yeah, like
It's like,
that.
why would it be an hour?
Well, what else are you gonna do out there, huh?
That was my second thought. No, Jeff explains the pros and cons. She's like, well, the immediate con is the target, but the pro is that Dre and Romeo have my back.
Yeah. No, I mean it's if the tribes had squared up differently, I do wonder if Roxroy would have not done the hourglass.
I do like that Roxroy brings up the classic "not everyone gets a trophy" thing. He's like, but if I turn back time, everyone gets a trophy at some point.
Yeah.
Because two people get to have the chance of winning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, it was 2022, Roxroy. Okay, Dad.
Yeah, I was like, what are we watching millennials versus Gen X all over
Yeah,
again?
I
Good
know.
God.
Not everyone gets a trophy. Yeah, Roxroy would have been good on that.
I was like rolling my eyes over and over again on that premiere episode of Millennials versus Gen X where they kept talking about the trophies. And I just kept screaming at the TV, who made the trophies? Who gave the trophies? It was you, boomers, you fuckers.
Well, they're not boomers. They're Gen X.
they were
okay?
Gen
in
X,
the
but
middle.
they're acting like boomers. Let me tell you that.
Let me tell you. Well, they're the Gen X. It's like, who even cares about Gen X? They're they're in the new forgotten generation.
They're the forgotten generation.
Yeah, they're not involved in this war that we have with the boomers. Okay, with our parents.
Yeah. Who cares about the Reagan generation?
Yeah, come
Who
on.
gives a shit?
I think this just comes down to Roxroy not wanting Tori to be safe. It's just a war on Tor.
Yeah. And I wouldn't have expected anything different. I'm happy that it went that way.
Yippee-ki-yay.
There we go. So the immunity challenge, Rockstar went back in time. He had a giant power and he smashed something. Hell yeah. Was the Applebee's worth it?
Applebee's, Applebee's,
And a little bit of chicken fried.
I think so. They're like, yeah, it
Cold
was worth
beer
it.
on a Friday night.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was worth it.
Yeah, High said that there's no free meals. So these people aren't as mad as the people last season because they knew what was going to happen.
He's right. There are no free meals, but at Applebee's you can get boneless wings for $5 at happy hour. So it's nearly free.
It's
Max.
nearly free.
It's
and
nearly free.
That's what I'm doing right when we're done with this podcast, allegedly.
Yes.
So that's definitely what's going to
You're
happen.
Making your daily walk down to Barclays.
Allegedly, yes.
Yeah. Does Maria get sick of that?
Allegedly.
Is she
yeah.
like, are you going on your Applebee's walk again, Max? What are you doing?
Oh, she allegedly comes with me, even though she's vegetarian.
Oh, well, they have great vegetarian
They have
options at
great
Applebee's.
vegetarian options. They have
You kidding me?
pastas and salads, and we both love the beer choices and the pitchers and everything. Yum yum yum.
They have the Beyond boneless wings, Max. That's what
They
you
do?
can get. I don't know.
Allegedly,
Everybody's got them, right?
yes, everybody's
Everybody's doing
allegedly.
Beyond Chicken and Beyond
Allegedly.
Burgers. Burger. Why do you keep saying allegedly?
I don't know. Jeff is like reactions and like nobody cares, and Tori is like, "We did this for you."
She's so full of shit. Like
Yeah,
the
Mike-
whole rest of the cast is laughing. They're like, who are you kidding right now?"
Yeah, Mike is like she's burying herself.
Yeah.
She's like, "This was a journey for you to find yourself, to maybe do some growth, to be less narcissistic and more compassionate."
Yeah. She's
We were rooting for you.
she steps out and she's like, "Don't laugh at me. Narcissist, 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 narcissist. I'm having you all committed. I win."
Also, yeah, this is where Jeff reveals that this person isn't making the jury. So sorry, Survivor 42, baby. Drop the 4, add the 1 and another 1. You get 4.
You said drop the 4.
And then add the 4 back before.
Oh, you forgot to put that in there because otherwise we
No,
we were back
doing-
down to Survivor 22.
No, you drop the 4.
Okay, drop the 4.
You add the 1.
Add the 1.
Then
Okay.
you add a 1 to that 1.
Okay, so now we're at
2.
22.
And then
Survivor
no. You
Do we drop the 2 as well?
Oh. Okay. Drop the 4.
Okay, drop the 4.
Drop
This
the
is
2.
this is turning into Brad Culpepper again with his
Yeah,
his
just- okay.
confessional.
Okay. Drop the 4.
Drop the 4. Okay.
Drop the 2.
Drop the 2. Okay, so
Add the
now we have
1.
no Survivor.
Yes.
Okay.
Add the 1.
Okay, now we're on Borneo. Okay.
Add the 1
Now we're on Guatemala. Is that
No.
11? Or no, oh, add a 1 to the 1.
to the 1. So we're at
Okay,
2.
so we're on Outback. Okay.
But it's 2. It's 2.
Okay, so we're at 2. Yes.
And add a 4 before the 2.
Add a 4 before. We're back. We're
We're at
back in new
42,
era.
baby.
42, baby.
Yeah. I wish that instead of Outback, it was Survivor Applebee's, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
And a little bit of chicken fried. Cold beer on a Friday night.
I just wish. A little bit of chicken fried. Yo, how badass was that immunity necklace, bro? How
So sick.
badass.
That dragon.
That dragon. The dragon snake. I love how Jeff is like, isn't that badass? And everyone is like, that Applebee's necklace is so badass. Fucking badass, Jeff. And he's like, it is so badass. It's
Yeah.
so badass.
No.
Yeah, and Tortor won it. So
Yeah, it's great.
yeah. And
It's great only in the sense that it created some fun chaos.
and she looked so badass in it.
I can't say I'm rooting for Tori Max. I can't say-
I'm so rooting for Tori.
for good team TV, yes, but to
Yes,
win the game, oh,
no, she
God.
will do. She can open up a full mental health center with that.
to help them with retail therapy.
With retail therapy with that
Yeah.
money. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
And she thanks Roxroy and tells her that she loves him at the end.
Yeah, all right. Whatever.
So in the pre-trial scramble, Rocksroy is back, and he gets filled in by Jonathan about the 8. And Romeo tells Tori, let's get Jonathan out. And he's like, all these guys, they go Arg Awuga.
Yeah.
And says, Mike is so far up Jonathan's butt. And he says, now that I have a buff, I'm going to have power. But he has no power because he's outside of the 8. And there's only 4 of the people outside.
They must have all heard that conversation between Mike and Jonathan where they were broing out when they became best friends in half a second.
And they said Arg Arg Awuga.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, when they became best friends.
Arg Awuga. And then Romeo goes to High and is like, they're gonna vote for you, buddy. We're both skinny. Let's be friends.
We're both skinny.
Skeletons, baby. We look like shit. Come on, buddy. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jonathan's name is getting thrown out a lot.
Marianne is.
Marianne. Yeah, Lindsay pitched Marianne. It's like by the time Omar finds out about all this, he's like, are we not we're not Taku anymore? Like, what is going on?
Well, it's very smart. It's smart. Omar is like, we got to get Taku back together because that's 4 votes, and then we only need 1 more to get the majority within the 8. He's very savvy in this. And I love that Jonathan is like, like, I can't do that much by myself, so I just need to trust Omar.
Yeah.
Now, Omar
Omar
doesn't even have a vote, but getting Taku back together is still what he needs to do.
Well, also, Marianne has all those advantages. They need those advantages if they're going up against people like Drea, who has a full arsenal of fucking advantages. They need that shit. You're not going to be able to skate by.
Yeah.
Dangerous territory if you're not going in with some ammo.
He was so smart.
Yeah. Yep. Good for Omar.
But he's
keeping his eyes on the prize.
High gets it, and High is like, no fucking way. I'm going after Marianne because he wants to work with Jonathan because he thinks he is going to be a meat shield.
Yeah.
And this is where High says, this is where
more like an egg shield, right?
Yeah, that's so right.
Guy is 90% eggs.
More like a chicken fried shield. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. How about a great whiskey burger shield from Applebee's?
And a little bit of chicken fried. Cold beer on Friday night.
Applebee's.
Somebody is listening to this and hating us. Somebody's turned this off.
Yeah, we just lost a viewer, so.
I hate Applebee's. Well, I watch enough commercials. This is the podcast without all the ads in the middle. God. Now this has had 100 ads. And I don't even think they're getting paid by Applebee's, allegedly. What is going on, allegedly? Why is he saying allegedly? What is going on?
Oh. Yeah.
We've done too many podcasts this week.
We have. We were supposed to shut down today because we issued an ultimatum on our ultimatum podcast yesterday.
Oh, we were.
And it didn't work out.
I'll delete after this.
Okay.
Good. Yeah, this is where High says this is where good players fold and great players prevail. Well, he did fold. So I guess he's just a good player.
Well, he's a driver. So instead of driving, he just decided to park for a minute.
Oh,
he just went and parked. That's what I think.
So he didn't even have the chance to fold or prevail.
No, well, I'm more about the driving analogies. He pulled into the pit crew and he's letting the others go for a little bit, but then he's going to get back in.
So he didn't have the chance to fold or prevail.
Maybe there was some cards.
Cars don't fold.
Maybe there were some cards in the car and he folded those cards while he was driving.
It's like building a house of cards while driving.
Yes.
Very impressive.
Yes.
So we get to tribal and
we love you, Mr. Jeff.
Whoa. Suck up. What do you think? Jeff
Teacher's pet.
Teacher's pet. Teacher's pet.
Applebee's.
Go ahead and play it. No, play the song. Go ahead. Commit to the
And a
bit.
little bit of chicken fried.
Does he think that Jeff has a vote? Like, do you think Jeff has a vote? He's trying to come back for season 2. He's already worried about his position.
Yeah. He's definitely coming back for another season, without a doubt.
Yeah. So Hai's like, this season is fluid. We have stuff that's never happened before in Survivor, where like people might work with one alliance and another alliance. People might actually be voting with their alliance. You know,
Yeah.
people might be getting voted out. I mean, there are things that are happening in the Survivor season that have never happened before.
Right. Yeah.
It's the hardest season of Survivor ever. It's actually
Hands
the most
down.
recent season too.
That's even crazier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop the 4.
Oh, no. God, not
drop
this
the
again.
2.
Not this again.
Add the 1. Add a 1 to that 1, and then add a 4 before that. 42. I did it right that time.
Multiply by 4. Then you take the square root. And then you put that in the Pythagorean theorem. And then a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And you get Survivor 42.
Jiminy Cricket.
I think it worked. Yeah, this driver and passenger metaphor was used in what was the one where the guy with the big dick one?
What? What the fuck?
Chris Underwood.
Oh, okay. What is that reference though? The big dick?
Did you see him in his underwear?
On the show?
Yes.
Oh, I guess I did. That's not what I remember.
Man was packing.
Okay, good to know.
I'm not the first person to ever bring this up, okay?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Let's just say called Underwood for a reason. Let's just say
Yeah.
that, okay?
Okay, yeah.
So what was Edge of Extinction? Fucking David Wright brought up this fucking like it was called Pilot and Passengers, that one, and like every fucking tribal, it was like, I'm a passenger, I'm a pilot, bro. So it's just so funny that Hai was like, drivers and passenger.
Yeah. When are they going to bring up like I'm a roller coaster operator and everybody's in the roller coaster and they're going around, but I'm down below operating the roller coaster?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
Thank you. Yeah. Or I'm at the driving arcade and I'm driving the wheel, and then all the other contestants, they're the cars in the game. Yeah.
Yes. I am the leader of an alliance and everybody else is in my alliance. That's my metaphor. No, okay. I'm a line leader. Okay.
No.
I am shopping at a grocery store and I'm pushing the cart and everything are my little cans and tomatoes. And those are the... You like that? You like that one?
What about yeah, I do. What about Roxroy's would be, I am a father. These are all my children.
Okay.
Pretty good.
That's it. Is he mad at his children?
He's driving them to school and he's upset with them because they're all making a bunch of racket in the back of a car. Yeah.
Jeff is my wife that keeps nagging me during challenges. Tori's my least favorite child.
Yeah.
Tori's my least favorite child, but I still love her because I love all my children because I'm a good dad.
So stupid.
Yeah, Jeff gets a little personal here. He said when he moved to Wichita to Seattle, he changed his personality. And he's like, okay, Lydia, now that you're in the merge, have you changed your personality at all? Are you a poser like I was when I moved to Seattle?
I'm just picturing Jeff walking into his Seattle high school with a leather jacket and a switchblade knife and a pair of sunglasses, you know, and he's walking down the hall looking all cool.
Yeah, I think Jeff was a poser when he was just Seattle. You can totally see Jeff being a poser. Oh my God, Jeff's a poser, dude. Don't worry.
He made cargo shorts popular.
Yeah, he's like, and everyone was like bullying him, and he's like, you watch it. One day, I'm gonna have my own show, the Jeff Probst Show. Okay,
and
we're gonna interview a goat.
This is kind of the Jeff Probst Show, though.
Our show?
Survivor.
Oh, okay. I thought you were mocking our podcast.
No.
And I was like, that's fair.
Wow. Okay.
So kudos.
Yeah. I love how Jeff asked Marianne if she's talking too much, or debating too much, and Marianne is like, obviously, and I'm like, are you? Because you don't act like it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. Like these leading questions are almost hurtful a little bit. Jeff is like insulting these
It's like
people.
he's trying to help them though,
Yeah.
but they're not taking the advice.
Yeah.
She's like, no, but this is like where I can be really weird. I'm on Survivor. There's no rules here. It's a free place. Nobody cares if you're annoying, you know? You don't need to have social tact on Survivor. And I'm like, okay.
She should have just told Jeff, well, Jeff, they're keeping me around because I have an idol and I have lots of advantages. That's why. So, oh, should I not have said that out loud?
Her debate with fucking Drea was so funny though. It was just all semantics. It was just like, okay, so so let's agree to disagree. And Drea's like, yeah, but you're wrong. She's like, no, but we're saying the same thing. No, you're fucking wrong. All right. Okay. Okay, Drea's like, you child.
I'm not gonna lie, it was annoying. It was an annoying conversation.
No, the conversation was incredibly annoying, and it was all semantics.
Yeah.
It was like, who cares? You're just arguing over arguments.
Yeah.
But it made me laugh for the beginning of it.
I definitely can't see Marianne lasting super much longer time in this game.
When you're that young, it's very hard to win.
Yeah.
Is the first part of it. And then I just don't think that Marianne has enough control over her personality, to be honest. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with her personality.
No,
I just
not
think
at
that
all.
she needs to rein it in a little bit to win, because I think that people are kind of getting annoyed by it.
It's a social game, you know?
Yeah,
That's what it is.
And it's like a lot in Survivor. And when you have that big of a personality, it's not always for some people. And like, yeah, it's just, I don't think she's going to win.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
No. And Marianne's freaked out by the beetle on Roxroy's sweatshirt, but she was totally cool with the giant praying mantis on her bare skin.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It's just a big difference there.
Yeah, all right.
What I'm just saying, she's like the giant praying mantis on her bare skin, like up in her face, is totally cool. But the smaller beetle on Roxroy's sweatshirt is like the biggest deal. You gotta vote her out. I can't deal with inconsistency. You gotta vote her out. I can't deal with it. I could never deal with it.
Some say that beetle is still on Roxroy today.
This is my son.
This is my
And you know what
baby
I
boy.
like about him? He stays fucking quiet. And
He doesn't nag me ever.
like my damn wife.
Oh, jeez.
Time for some rice.
Rice.
Jeff!
It's the best voice. I love when Omer goes up to vote that he's like miming crying, like he does like the little like wrist. Did you know?
Oh, that's funny.
You want like
Yeah.
the boo-hoo. So we get this voting breakdown, and so hi, Jonathan, Lindsay, Drea, Marianne, and Mike voted for Lydia.
Yeah.
Romy,
Stone cold from high.
yeah,
Stone
I didn't
cold.
expect that, but I think that's actually a very good Survivor player, knows when to fold.
And he is showing too that he is committed to that bigger group.
You got to go with the majority. You got to cut your losses. Like, I know Lydia was tight, and people were like, a thing that kept coming up in this episode was Hai was talking about, everyone was like, you know, it's hard because Hai kept saying he would go to Rocks for Lydia. This kept going up. And one of the things that he kept telling people when he was going to form an alliance with them was like, hey, he would go to Jonathan and be like, I think we should form an alliance. And I'm a really good alliance member because previously I was willing to go to Rocks for Lydia.
Yeah.
But I think at this moment, this was not a moment to stick your feet in and say, like, I'm not willing to change.
Yes.
Because Lydia's just one person, and now you're in a 12-person game, and it seems like these people are willing to work with you.
I think it's going to be really beneficial for Hai going forward, not having that person that he's so, you know, that he's told people, I go to Rocks for this person. That's how close I am with them. That makes them a scary tight too. Just like Drea and Romeo are like, Dre and Romeo are scary tight too, and we already saw in the preview for next week's episode, Romeo's name is getting thrown out because those two are scary tight too. And then you look at like I don't know, Mike and High could now be a scary tight too after it, but I don't know. I think Mike
Not
is
as
integrated pretty well in the tribe. But I think eventually Jonathan and Omer are gonna get that same treatment as well. So
Ben.
Yeah.
That's an incredibly good point. I'm not being sarcastic. I was like, damn, that's a good point. So I'll give that to you.
Thanks.
Give that to you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that was like a really good game move by High. You got to go with the majority. So Omer wasn't able to vote. So let me count the votes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so everybody else was voted and there was not an extra vote used. So
Yeah.
Romeo and Lydia voted for Marianne.
Romeo and I thought Tori voted Marianne, did she not? Or no, Tori did vote for
Tori and Chanel voted for Jonathan.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
And Roxroy voted for Lindsay.
So that's interesting that Romeo and well, yeah, he was just completely left in the dark, wasn't he? Why didn't Drea tell?
Well, okay, so there has to have been some form of vote split. Nobody's going to do an entire all on one kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
it was just in case Lydia had something.
Yeah, the way that vote splits work is that sometimes they tell the people in the minority, like, okay, this is who we're going to vote for, and they just trust that, like, that's how they're going to do it, like that's how they'll do the vote split. But yeah, I just don't really know how this worked out now. But the most interesting thing is Roxroy on Lydia. Like, did they really leave him out? Like,
on Lindsay?
Yeah, well, like what happened? I don't know. We'll have to wait
I
and
have no
see.
idea what's going on.
I just don't know.
I'm sure we're going to hear about it at the beginning of next episode from Roxroy.
Yeah, and
he's not going to like being left out.
In the Marianne and Jonathan, that's just very interesting that it ended up being a 2-2.
Yeah.
Like the fact that it's equally 2-2, that leaves me to think that there's some kind of intentionally, either they were both intentionally told two wrong things, or like I don't exactly know how the split works, but it makes me think that it was all intentional. Besides the Roxroy thing,
very strange. This
because they were worried about idols.
This alliance of 8 it was done before it even began, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we also know that Romeo, Chanel, and Tori are out of the 8.
Yeah. Unless there was like a split vote thing. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So
it's weird because Drea and Romeo I thought were super tight. But I don't know.
I know, but out of the 8, that's but we only heard that they were tight from Romeo's perspective.
Didn't Drea said she has Romeo and Rox. That's how she was putting it.
She did say that, but in that alliance that they made, he's not in it.
Yeah.
And it
really does seem like the core of that alliance is like Mike and Drea are sort of at that core.
Yeah.
They've been sort of formulating all of this because they both have the idols and they know that
exactly
each other has the idols. Yeah.
And she just only really wanted to bring Roxroy into it.
Yep.
So
Romeo could be in trouble next week. He
could be. We'll have to see what happens.
But he's the type of guy who can get out of this shit. He really is. Yeah. Yep. I like Romeo a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, this was a good episode.
It was a really good episode. We had a lot of people meeting up, and just we've had a lot of new partners aligning,
We just become best friends. Yep.
That is what I was feeling was the theme of this episode.
We just become best friends. Yep.
He finally remembered to play the soundbite
because it was I put it at the bottom by mistake, so I forgot about it.
After I cued you like 7 times by saying best friend.
I totally missed all social cues.
I'm glad it made it in finally.
Sorry, I missed all social cues. It's been a long week.
I was like, man, I just said best friend 3 times in a row, and he's not picking up on this.
I don't even remember you saying best friend.
It was shortly before I typed in the private chat, where's the soundbite?
Yeah, I missed that too.
Great.
Until now.
Okay, good. Glad our private chat works.
Yeah. So
Well,
we play it
folks,
again.
Yeah.
Become best friends.
Give us the Applebee's one more time too.
And a little bit of chicken.
This is how we're gonna get removed from YouTube. Just before we got our bronze play button. Come on. Oh my god. Okay, so this was a really fun merge episode. I'm feeling warmer on this season, although
Yeah,
I
me
really
too.
have been enjoying it. But
Yeah.
I
really like
it.
this final post-merge cast. I think they're going to provide a lot of entertainment.
I got to say, I watched Australian Survivor this season. I actually still have a few more episodes to go on Australian Survivor.
No spoilers.
and
I haven't seen.
No spoilers. I'm just saying Australian Survivor.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not even done with that. I can't, but I'm not going to spoil anything. The episodes are really long, and for a season that's not great, oh my god, it's like the episodes are so fucking long. The tribal is so long, and it's fine when the season is like amazing, the strategy is great, all the characters are great, and like you're like, oh, I love that all the episodes are long. But when it's not, it's so long, and so when you get an American season, the like how fast the episodes are, you're actually like happy for the shorter episodes. I'm like, yeah, I love it's just like quick pace. Like you don't need all the frills. You actually appreciate the shorter episodes.
Yeah.
Like you actually don't need that much. Like everything ties in, and then you can get the extra scenes online. Like I don't know, it's just nice, a quick little.
So you're
episode.
saying this about the 2-hour episode we just watched?
even the 2-hour episode, I think.
No, a lot happened in this episode.
A lot happened and it was good, but even the shorter ones, I think, like are good because sometimes we had them where like not that much happened, and it was like, yeah, then it's probably good that the episodes weren't longer.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
we might be feeling heading into these new episodes like, oh, we wish they had more time, but particularly for pre-merge stuff when there's not too much strategy going on. It's like, yeah, these shorter episodes are kind of nice and refreshing. But that might just be because I'm watching Australian Survivor and it can drag. But just from that perspective, a lot of people watch Australian
42
Survivor these
seasons
days.
in, I think they've developed the pacing pretty well on this.
Yeah, that's kind of my feeling about it. You know,
it's a quality production.
Like a lot of reality shows, a lot of people like they love The Bachelor. The Bachelor is 2 hours every week.
Is it really? Oh,
yes,
God.
and that's why I don't want to cover it. Like it is.
Oh, yeah. If you should have just told me that to begin with, I would have been
I
like,
definitely
fuck
said it,
no.
dude. I'm telling you, there's no need, and like there's no need for it to be 2 hours. It is like so boring. And it's like, oh my god, it's like you could cut out half of these conversations. Like they're so dumb. Like,
yeah,
I just
just
can't
like our
take it.
podcast.
Yes, exactly. Somebody's gonna put that on a review one day.
Yeah.
And do you know what they're also gonna put on our review one day?
Oh, here we
There
go.
are 2 weasels in a chicken coop.
They're definitely gonna put that.
Oh, fuck.
Oh fuck.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Ouch.
Ouch,
That's
ouch,
savage.
ouch.
That is savage.
Yep, guys. So head to Applebee's, see Marry Me on Peacock, and have a good day. We're gonna be back in just a little while for Temptation Island recap.
Yes. And for you Survivor recap listeners, we will be back next Wednesday night is the plan. We will be covering right after the episode.
So get ready.
Yep.
But and also check out, we just recapped all of the Ultimatum on Netflix, so you can binge that and you can see every episode, the finale and the reunion. We did the whole thing in
We did it all.
In 3 days time within 1 week. So
Crazy.
we're amazing. So just
Yeah.
check that out.
Please.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your 2 best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's Reality Alert.
Applebee's, Applebee's,